7 News, on your side at noon.
It's back to school season. For many parents, that's new backpacks, some right now fashionable clothes and sneaks. But if that kid's going off to college, it is a completely different challenge. And our guest this time warns those challenges can be both fiscal and physical. Dr. Thomas Nguyen joins us from the Virginia Spine Institute. He's a pain specialist. Doctor, great to have you with us. Thanks so much. College move-in isn't just to pat him on the head and tell him to be good. It's boxes, it's furniture, it's moving.
Yes, it's a lot of moving, and most people aren't prepared for it. You're into the emotions of the day and getting your kids off, but you're not prepared for how much moving and lifting and strenuous activity you're going to be doing that
Now,
day.
you may have loaded up the car, that's one thing, but then you have to get it out, and there's everybody else all doing the same sort of thing. So there's anxiety, I'm sending my kid off and all that goes with it. Is there a tendency to do too much, to try and get it done too fast, and not, even if you know the right way to lift and bend and that sort of a thing, there's a certain time crunch element here that I think figures into this as well.
Well, I think that may be all in the parents' minds.
Yeah.
You've got the dorm room for the next 9 months. It's not going anywhere, but most parents try to unload real quick and get everything up into the room, and they tended to overdo it and not take the proper steps to avoid injury.
We acknowledge that it is a stressful thing with lots going on. So what are some ways to lessen the chance that you're going to come sort of hunched over and holding your back?
So I usually give my patients 5 simple tips. The first is obviously it's a move-in, and it's summertime, so you want to dress for the occasion. Easy, light clothing, good, comfortable, supportive shoes. A lot of parents come in flip-flops and slides, and they'll twist an ankle here or there. The second tip is use smaller boxes.
Which goes against generally the conventional wisdom
yes,
here.
Sir.
Well, no,
yep.
It's get as much as you possibly can into this giant
right.
box and then go up 5 flights
right.
of stairs or something.
You can't see where you're going.
Yeah.
You may not fit in the stairwell. It's more trouble than it's worth. I would rather do 2 small boxes and 2 trips than 1 big box and risk the injury of twisting an ankle, herniating a disc, or causing some sciatica with lifting too much.
And that's the other thing, too, is that we're not just talking about aches and pains. There's the potential for doing some fairly serious harm here as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, most of the injuries I see from this time of the year is back injuries. We see a lot of strains from just repetition, from doing it over and over in one day. We'll get disc herniations, we'll get sciatica. Then we'll get the smaller ones like ankle sprains or hand injuries from boxes or moving the heavy furniture in the rooms.
You're a pain specialist. Because there is that anxiety involved in all this, it seems to me that just worsens the situation, because you're tense to begin with and you might be a little on edge. Maybe relaxing a little bit too would be a good thing. Yes, it's a stressful time, but maybe you should, at least on that move-in part of it, just focus on the physicality of
right.
it, not so much the emotion.
Well, the last tip is just enjoy the day. Take it easy, right?
Yeah.
It's a hot day, relax, try to hydrate, but there's no rush. Take it all in. Maybe before you start moving, do a quick trial run to the dorm room. See where the potholes are, see how tight the stairwells are. How many floors are you going to go? So that way when you go back to the car which ones you're taking next and where you're going to need help with the rest of the boxes.
Worst case, and I do realize that I'm coming out and all of a sudden I'm having trouble straightening up and it hurts already. Are there some early interventions? I mean, is it as simple as some pain relievers and maybe a little heat? What would you recommend?
I mean, first I would, obviously you stop, right? You don't keep on going. And then maybe stretch a little bit, ice helps a lot, and then some pain relievers initially for a couple days. If things, if you have pain that's shooting down the leg, then obviously you want to seek a professional. But otherwise, most of the things go away with a little bit of rest and simple home remedies.
And going away too is that kid. So what you don't
That's
want to do
different,
is
yeah.
make it worse
Right.
by hurting yourself in the process. It's a problem. If you're sending a kid off to school, I've done it 3 times. Trust me, it's hard enough on its own, and not doing it if you're hurting yourself. Dr. Thomas Nguyen with the Virginia Spine Institute. Thanks so much. This is valuable stuff and something that I don't think people pay enough attention to.
Yes, I agree. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.